Hi guys, follow me on Instagram to never ever miss any of my crazy updates. Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am riding the SWM Superdual T. Okay, T is a variant of this motorcycle. T means that it gets a certain addition of features which is not there in the regular model. 50,000 more for all these features, like a skid plate and of course a luggage mount here, knuckle guards, and actually these mirrors, they come from the Suzuki V-Storm 650. They are the same mirrors. I don't know why. I know many of you will be like, अरे यार बेवकूफ़ बना रहा है, ये बाइक बिल्कुल भी कोई SWM नहीं है, ये तो है KTM 390 Adventure, because light looks very similar, but you see the Italian flag here. Well, no LEDs on this motorcycle other than the fact that the tail light gets hit, but I mean, it looks very basic. It looks like a proper adventure, or rather it looks like a proper motocross motorcycle. A large beak up front. See the tires, you get spoke wheels on this motorcycle, and of course, I mean, these are Metzeler tires. These are the Metzeler Tourance tires. The front is 110, 80, 19. Meanwhile, the rear is a 17, which happens to be a 140, 80, 17. Now, of course, you can see that it gets a side stand and a main stand as well. Meanwhile, it gets dual exhaust, but it is not a twin cylinder engine motorcycle. It's a single cylinder engine motorcycle. It's a very unique design because from the engine come out two exhausts. Yeah, that is unique, something which will remind you of the olden days of the Javas. Meanwhile, of course, the motorcycle looks absolutely purposeful. It says Superdual T here, off-road ABS. Of course, the engine is compact, and here you can see this. Well, you can put the rubber here or you can remove it, but this is proper adventure motorcycle stuff, and my goodness, it has a lot of presence on the road because it's massively tall. The seat is extremely slim, no pillion comfort here, and the tail light is definitely an LED. But hey, who am I kidding? This motorcycle definitely seems overpriced. So is it overpriced, or there's more than what meets the eye? For starters, let's look at the console. Looks very basic, right? It looks like a dot matrix console, and then when you turn it on, I mean, random numbers look like my calculator. Actually, there's a fuel meter, there's a speedometer, which is a digital unit, and there's an odometer. Actually, it's a full digital readout. Meanwhile, I can browse through this. Now, this is telling me various things which I don't even understand, honestly. So this is a clock, there's a trip one, then there's a lap timer as well. This is, I think, average fuel efficiency or whatever, I don't care. This is the maximum speed which has done. I think that doesn't make sense at all. 175, well, probably it does. Then again, you have this for trip 2, and I mean, there's a lot of readout here. I can keep browsing through that. The button actually clicks when you press it. That's how it is. A lot of information over here. And here I come to the RPM meter. There's a digital tachometer, telltale lights placed all over the place, and you get a windscreen visor as well. This will turn on the fog light. Yeah, it also gets a fog light. So let me show that to you. So that is the fog light of this motorcycle, and it gets a DRL, or rather AHO, or whatever you want to call it. So this is powerful and helpful at night when you're riding this motorcycle in off-road situations. But you know, the switch gear is kind of different. Now this is obviously the engine kill switch. Now this motorcycle will turn on. This is for the light switch. This is to turn off ABS. You can turn off rear ABS. This is the horn, which is decent. That's also for the indicator. Knuckle guards and the levers are nice, but the clutch lever isn't adjustable. However, the brake lever is adjustable, which is a nice touch. The mirrors do give a good view of what's behind, but they look like a sandwich. I feel like eating them right now, although they're not really edible. Let's quickly turn on the motorcycle. Why am I roaming around the motorcycle all over the place? Let's turn it on right away. So here it is. It is idling at around 1700 RPM, and let's rev it a bit. So yes, the speedometer also moves when you're standstill. Yeah, it's doing 19 kilometers per hour. Sounds decent. You can feel the vibes all over the place. I think it's time for us to start riding it right away. So here we go. All right, here we go. The performance is really very accelerating. Okay, you know why? Because this motorcycle has a lot of punch. Now this is a 600cc. It's a single cylinder. Yeah, that's right, a single cylinder. Produces around 54.3 horsepower and of course 55 newton meters of torque, and it has a great punch. I mean, there is not a place in the whole power band where there is no punch, because it feels accelerating throughout the rev range. Shorter gearing, any gear, any speed, open the throttle, and this motorcycle absolutely goes. That's a level of punch on offer. So certainly this motorcycle is very thrilling to ride. Now this is a single cylinder motorcycle. It's a DOHC layout, but it's a single cylinder nonetheless, and because it being a single cylinder, there are a lot of vibes. Start the motorcycle, there are vibes. Okay, rev it, there are vibes. Go near the red line, there are vibes. Go anywhere, there are vibes. There are just too many vibes on this motorcycle. but then the vibes are in control. Under 5000 rpm, post 5000 rpm, the vibes are so much, everything vibrates. Okay, this motorcycle gives a new definition to the word vibration. If you ride this motorcycle and then ride a Royal Enfield, you will believe that Royal Enfield motorcycles do not vibrate, because that is the level of vibrations on offer. However, the vibration is part of the character of this motorcycle, because it just feels so thrilling to ride. There's so much performance on offer. Open the throttle any given moment and it just flies. That's the level of thrust on offer. Obviously, now this is a proper dirt bike because it sounds like one as well. So you know, obviously it's difficult to corner it because of the tires. These are off-road spec tires, so it's not the most apt motorcycle to corner, but get hard on the throttle and everything feels fine. At the end of the day, it gets a 6-speed gearbox. The clutch is on the heavier side, and every time you shift a gear, you realize you've shifted a gear, because there's this clunk, there's this thunk, this mechanical feel in the gearbox, which is so reassuring and such a joy to use as well, because I mean, you realize you've changed a gear. Obviously you do realize that. Here we go. First gear, 60 plus. The kind of thrust on offer is just something else. Okay, the handlebar is also very quick somehow, so you know, maneuvering it is no problemo. Okay, there's a big pothole there, no problem there either, because the ride quality is just brilliant. I mean, the suspension travel is massive. The brakes, although they offer good amount of stopping power, there's a lot of nosedive under heavy braking. Every time you brake hard, there is nosedive. But the character of this motorcycle is just so lovable. I mean, this is a motorcycle which feels proper off-road, and rather I would say dirt bike, because the seating position is also such, you know, I'm sitting in a very weird manner because of the seating position right now. I kind of feel uncomfortable. Yeah, but this is a motorcycle which is only going to suit tall riders. The seat height is so high, it's so high. I mean, it's not going to suit short riders for sure. Now, this is not a motorcycle to corner hard, because when you try to corner it, it just doesn't support because of the tires. But in terms of off-road ability, is absolutely sensational. There's so much grunt on offer. Every time you get into the throttle, it rewards you. The exhaust note is brilliant. The way this motor pulls is brilliant. Everything feels so sensational on this motorcycle. I mean, look at bad patches on the road and go in them intentionally, because I don't care a jack shit about the ride quality. It is just so freaking comfortable and so rewarding to ride this machine as well. Of course, it's very old school. Now, SWM is an Italian motorcycle brand which is owned by the Chinese. Of course, this motorcycle is made in Italy at Husqvarna's old factory, and this single cylinder 600cc engine is so freaking rewarding. I can't tell you, it is such a joy. This motorcycle makes me believe I'm in the game Road Rash. Not that I'm riding rashly or anything, but it just feels like that. I mean, it just feels so freaking indestructible. It just has the punch. Every time you want punch, it has the punch. All right, here we go. No problem. Oh no, there's a jam ahead. What do we do? Okay, let's take the less beaten path, and here we go. Yeah, baby. Rear slides a bit, but the thrust is so unreal. This motorcycle has a proper soul, and that's the reason why you have to shell a lot of money to get this motorcycle with the soul. It cost, hold your breath, 8.6 lakh rupees from SWM, a motorcycle brand most of you won't be even knowing about, and service at very few places as well, because obviously it's Motoroyale from Kinetic which has brought this motorcycle to the Indian market. This SWM also remains very stable at higher speeds. I mean, the handlebar does offer good amount of feel and feedback, but this visor doesn't really work for a tall rider of my height, because honestly, I mean, it doesn't really deflect wind much. But still, that said, I mean, who cares about the wind? You just care about throttle, opening it and just flying, literally flying. That's the level of punch on offer from this motorcycle. Now, obviously, in terms of hardware, it is very rich. At the rear, you get a Sachs monoshock, and the front suspension is also very compliant. Obviously, because there's a lot of travel on offer, you really can't pelt the motorcycle with so much comfort as you would expect. It simply doesn't feel so natural and fluid around the corners, because at the end of the day, there's so much weight to contend with. But the kind of speeds you can do is OMG, absolutely crazy, because the motorcycle just flies. The soul, the motor, everything is just so sensational, and you can get into any gear you want at any speeds. It's just torque, and more torque on offer. It absolutely love it. I love it. I freaking love this motorcycle. That is the level of fun it has to offer. I mean, I have not seen the speedometer or the tachometer even once. I'm just so busy enjoying myself on this machine because it has such a soul on offer. It just feels so freaking amazing. So many superlatives for a motorcycle of this kind, I can't believe. And even through the corners, well, I'm getting the hang of it, but honestly I just need to kick out my leg and then go through the corner, because then it's like, okay, you're naturally flowing into it. It is not a motorcycle which will put a smile on your face if you want to ride it to work, because you have to be in the proper attire, you have to be full of dirt, you just want to go without even looking around anything, you just want to go. Okay, and that begs me to the question that should I just keep going straight or should I go right? Well, why not? You're on a motorcycle. Do you really care? You know, this can go anywhere. So here we go. See, the ride quality is just mind-boggling. All right, the ride quality is just mind-boggling here as well on this off-road trail. And I've just entered without even looking once, and I'm just going at speed. I don't even care about, yes, my balls are taking the beating, but this motorcycle is just so freaking fluid, comfortable. The ride is brilliant. The way it is going is absolutely sensational. I can't feel anything what's below. That's the level of ride on offer. In fact, as the roads get worse, this SWM gets even better. No given. Okay, you can't use that word. No. Okay, I don't have any words to say right now. All I can say is I'm enjoying myself, because this motorcycle is just so freaking awesome. The kind of power delivery, the way the suspension handles, everything is absolutely phenomenal on this machine. Little bit of rear end slide, but hey, do the throttle moderation properly and it just rewards you by going harder and faster. And then motorcycles like these can get you to destinations like these, which is absolutely sensational. I mean, you can't come into a destination like this anywhere else on any other motorcycle, but you can on this adventure motorcycle, because hey, who am I kidding? If you want to see a view like this, well, you need a motorcycle like this because of its capability and ease of riding nature. I am going to see the full of Pune from here and have a jolly good time soaking in the atmosphere. And if you had a jolly good time watching this video and enjoying the ride with this motorcycle, do give this video a thumbs up. That's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next video real soon. Bye bye. This was so awesome.